Hey everyone, today I use Nor'easter by Captain's Choice and I talk about the schooner Wyoming, the last wooden marvel of her kind. Stay tuned. Good morning everyone, how you doing? John Bonham here, Cape Cod Wetshaving. Another history shave, guys. I've been doing very good with keeping up with my routine. I try to do Thursdays for history shaves and then Mondays for the Monday monologue. Getting there. Trying to get back into routine. Coffee of the day is Starbucks Fall Blend. I actually had a couple of these left over. This is the last one I have. It's not open yet, but the one I'm drinking now, I have just a tiny bit left in the bag. So for whatever reason, I decided to grab the full one. But today's shave, quick, interesting little history shave. Like I said, I'll be using Nor'easter from Captain's Choice. Wonderful soap. This is the only Captain's Choice soap I have, if you can believe that. Not on purpose, it just is what it is. I do want to get the cherry one. I think it's Parallel 40 something. I can't remember the name of it. It's 42nd Parallel. Looks delicious. But I will be using the post-shave balm along with the splash with that. Excuse me. I'm using my Rebels Refinery pre-shave oil. I like this stuff a lot. That was an impulse buy at Marshall's or TJ Maxx or something, and I promptly loved it. And I am using my brush guy. I call it the Azure Copper, or Copper Azure, which goes pretty well with this. I'll also be using my Captain's Choice heavyweight copper bowl. So this soap is vegan. It is on the harder side, so it does take a while to load. I did preload before I started, and that's what I'm working with. Probably added a little bit more soap because it dissipated, so I think I added a bit too much water. But this is a really good scent. Scent notes are amber, spicy berry, lavender, citrus, and menthol. Okay, this is a very fresh, personally I think aquatic scent. When I think of Nor'easters, maybe it's the sailor in me, I actually think more of the ocean than I do of the snow and the storm and the cold. So I like that this is a fresh kind of aquatic touch to it. But very nice soap, can't wait. And I'll be also using, for the first time on camera, my new Gem G-Bar single edge razor. All right, Joe at Subtle Art Soap. How you doing, Joe? You're a busy guy, so I won't say why. There's the Gem blades I'm using. Joe, for Christmas, sent me a lightweight Gem razor. After much study and assistance from fellow wet shavers, Chris, thank you very much for your help. I finally, took a moment, no camera, nothing, so I could focus and shaved with it, and loved it immediately and promptly went and got this bad boy. All right, these are amazing shavers. I love them. Some people swear by them. I see why. It's just the angle's so different. It's not 30 degrees, it's more 10. So hopefully I don't gash myself on camera. I don't think I will. I got confident with it real quick. So, okay, let's go ahead and get into the shave and the history. All right, so this one's, you'll see why. There's a lot that has to do with this. It's near and dear. So the Wyoming, the last wooden marvel, it was a massive 6-masted schooner built in the year of our Lord, 1909. She was assembled and launched by the Percy and Small Shipyard located in Bath, Maine. And there she is being assembled. Okay. Now, real quick, I used to live in Maine. I was on an icebreaker in the Coast Guard in Maine. And at the time, it's closed now, but there was a shipyard called the Bath Iron Works where the Navy ships were being built for the United States. It was a very well-known shipyard right there on the Kennebec River, if I remember correctly. Hopefully I'm right. It's a long time ago. We moved from Maine in 2008, I believe. But it is a very well-known. So anyway, Bath, Maine is a well-known shipbuilding town, and it has been for quite a while. I believe since the 1800s. Here we go, thicken that up. That's really thin. Whoopsie. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Do it some better justice than that. This is a really good scent, man. I like it a lot. But as I have said, I am not too familiar with Captain's Choice soaps. Again, this is my first one. And much like First Line Shave, which is a harder soap, I had a really hard time shaving with First Line Shave for the first time when I used the weight. And that was actually a nice lesson for me to learn how to bloom shave soaps. So maybe I should have bloomed this. I don't know. I didn't think I needed to. I didn't do it last time. Oh, there we go. It's way better. Okay. So the shipyard itself specialized in large ships and constantly sought out investors to finance new products, as I think most shipyards of the day did. It wasn't like Harlan and Wolff where you had this massive established company. This is actually a shipyard that would, wealthy people, they would contract individuals. They would do companies, but they would also get wealthy individuals and who would commission them to build ships. And one such wealthy individual was the governor of Wyoming. Okay, the governor of Wyoming at the time was a man named Butler Brooks, excuse me. I crossed the T and it looks like I put two T's. Bryant Butler Brooks, this is him. He and a group of his wealthy friends and cohorts invested $175,000, which today's money would be $5,849,000. And they invested that into the shipyard. All right. Okay. First pass with this bad boy. Here we go. So they had actually built a 5-masted ship before the Wyoming for Brooks, and it was actually named the Butler Brooks, I believe. And he commissioned them. He and his buddies came up with this money to have yet another one built. And because he was the governor of Wyoming, and because the people who invested in it are all from Wyoming, that was where the namesake of the ship came from. There we go. And I did palm strop this before I loaded the blade in. There we are. So I'm getting used to all this. So if I'm doing anything wrong in the video, I am learning. So don't face palm too much if you can help it. All right. But I am a big fan of the gems. Okie doke. So, this is how the Wyoming both came to be and got her name. So at 450 feet long and a 50.1 foot beam, which is the widest part of the ship, and a displacement of 9,100 metric tons, she was the largest wooden ship ever assembled and remains so to this day. The largest wooden ship. Now, there's a combination of reasons for that. You'd think they, you know, as time went on, they would have built a bigger and better one, but really there was no reason, because wooden ships were kind of on their way out anyways in the early 1900s. But this ship actually set a precedent for future wooden ships. All right, so by the way, here's a photo with a man next to it for comparison with the ship off in the distance. This was a big ass ship, way bigger than any of these photos do proper justice for. She was comprised of 22 sails, and the sails used 12,000 yards of material and fabric to make these sails. 1.5 million feet of yellow pine and white oak were used in her construction. All right. There's a side view with her sails unfurled in full sail. She could make about 16 knots was her top speed, which is pretty damn good for a ship that big under wind power. Okay. One sec. I'm not going to talk while I do this spot. There we go. Now, her anchors weighed in at 8,500 pounds each. Big ass anchors. And for her time, she had some revolutionary amenities, this is pretty neat. She had running water in the bathrooms, a telephone system, which really shocked me, and a steam engine to raise and lower the sails. It was called a donkey steam engine. Now, the steam engine was not used to help her sail. So it wasn't, you know, auxiliary or anything like that. She was fully wind powered. But the steam engine helped raise and lower these big ass sails. Not necessarily because they were big and heavy, which they were, but also for speed, because that's a lot of sails for men to manually have to raise and lower. And given the situation for an emergency or anything like that, you'd have to raise and lower them quickly, in quick succession. And so those steam engines helped with that, which actually was pretty new for the time. Okay. All right. Lena Brooks, which was the governor's daughter, christened her on the 15th of December, 1909. And her maiden voyage took place December 21st, and she set sail for Newport News, Virginia. And here's a photo of the christening itself. You can see, look at the size of these people. And I don't know if you can see in the photo, but right there near the ship, there's a teeny tiny person standing up above everyone else. And that is Lena christening the ship. And I also used to live in Virginia Beach, and I know exactly where Newport News, Virginia is. Uh-oh. Someone's awake. All right. Let me go ahead and hurry through this. I had a good run with doing these videos. Not the baby waking up. You got a good nap. All right. So let me flip over. Let me talk about the soap real quick like I do. It's a very nice scent. The Splash is actually more cologne-like to me. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to have to pause here in a second and get him. It's very cologne-like, very fresh. I like it a lot. Like I said, I personally think it's kind of aquatic. Which I like. And the menthol in it, by the way, is not overpowering. It is not glacial. by any means. It is there for you to really to feel it. I think it's almost there as an afterthought and for part of the scent profile more than anything. So it's very pleasant. But if you want a glacial, crazy amount of menthol, this is not that. I know, buddy boy. I'm almost done. All right. So, the limits of the wooden ship's size immediately became evident. The Wyoming sagged when fully loaded, and she would sag and basically do this in the waves while underway. He's pissed. Ooh, got myself. Oh, so here's a photo of her while underway. So, pretty good shot. I like that one. Because of her length, heavy seas caused her planks to flex, okay? Due to the twisting and buckling, water would constantly leak into her hold. So just, you can imagine the wood just turning and flexing like that, and little holes and cracks would form, letting water in. Eventually, pumps had to constantly be run in such conditions to keep up with the water being let in. So quite literally, pumps would go to keep her from floundering and sinking. Foundering. Go ahead and do this. Oh, that's so pleasant. After the suds age for a little bit, you can see it thickens up. But the menthol, I think, gets a little stronger. And the scent really kind of, I think, gets a tiny bit stronger as well. Maybe it's just me. There we go. Look at that lather. That's way better. Teeny bit of water. Oh, it's wonderful. It feels so good. It's so cold outside too, but I love menthol in the cold, not just in the warm temperatures. On March 11th, 1924, she departed Norfolk, Virginia, loaded with 5,000 tons of coal and bound for Canada. While off the coast of Cape Cod, Mass., she encountered a terrible nor'easter. She made for Nantucket Sound off the coast of Chatham, which coincidentally Joe Dean from Soil Art Soap was stationed in the Coast Guard. And off the coast of Chatham to drop anchor and try to ride out the storm. Unfortunately, the heavy load in her hold, 5,000 tons of coal, 10,000 pounds. The heavy load in her hold caused her to sag and flex until finally she buckled. The weather and seas combined with her cargo caused her to snap in half amidships, right smack in the middle of the ship. And she sank with all hands, her crew of 14. All right. In 2003, her wreck was located near Monomoy Island. All right. There's a picture of Chatham in the Cape. And the way we do it, let me keep the photo up there for a sec so you can look. So as you can see, the way we have the Cape, there's Chatham right there actually, is when we describe the Cape, we do this. Okay, for obvious reasons. That's where Provincetown is. Not way up here, but actually more right here. As you can see. Well, okay. It's more right here, like where you drive. P-Town did it. Anyway, it's not on here, but Monomoy Island's about right here. So they were trying to make for this area to get out of the storm. And Monomoy Island's right about there. And they're located about here. So they never made it. All Northwest Cape up there too. I don't know if you can see it. That's Monomoy Island. So, really sad. In 2003, her wreck was located, as I said. I couldn't find any photos of the wreck itself. I found some that were similar. And it just wouldn't have done justice to have like a 2-3 masted shipwreck, because I think the actual wreck itself would have been quite impressive to see. But let me go. You know what I'll do, since I'm almost done? I'm actually going to go grab him so you get to see my son on camera. Let me get him. I'll be right back. All right. All right, everybody. Ready for your special guest? Hi. Hi. This is Kaylin. Say hi. Look. Ooh. All right. So he's going to sit here. What I do post shave. And boy. And that'll be it for the video. This is going to be a quick one. It is what it is. I'm still glad I got one out. All right. Post shave on this stuff's really damn good, by the way. I was surprised. I don't remember that last time I used it. It was really slick. Okay, I do remember this splash being phenomenal, though. What are you doing, Goof? What are you doing? What are you doing? Silly boy. But I do want to, I think it's called the 45th parallel. Something like that. Whichever one has the cherry in it. Oh, that's good stuff. Man, I love this splash. I wish it were a cologne, to be honest with you. And the menthol in it's about on par with the soap. Not overbearing. It's there. It's kind of up front along with the burn. I like that. It lingers, obviously. It's menthol, but it's not crazy like towards the end where it's burning your eyes, which you've seen me do, unfortunately. But I did all right with the gym. I'm kind of mad that I got myself here. I don't know if I was pressing too hard or I went in too shallow of an angle, but I like these shavers. I have a couple more on the way. I have an Ever Ready on the way, and then one from Razor Emporium with a comb on it. So it's a refurbished, beautiful Ever Ready. Can't wait to get that. But what? What are you doing? He's looked at me like, yeah. Did you see that? Just sprayed out everywhere. I'm gonna do that. Well, as you can tell, I'm kind of rushed here. Hope you enjoyed the history of that ship. So the reason they don't do that anymore is a dying technology at the time. But shipyards, and this one specifically, they were really pushing the limits. Every time they would make a ship, they do a little extra length, a little extra beam, maybe throw on an extra mast or so. And then finally, they realized that they had exceeded the apex of the wood shipbuilding technology by the time the Wyoming came about. Because even for a wooden ship, 1909 to 1924, that's not a long time. That's not your money's worth. And she was really ultimately designed to be a coal-carrying vessel. So the limits of wooden shipbuilding were exceeded and demonstrated. And so that is why she still holds the record for the largest wooden ship ever built to this day. So that is the schooner Wyoming. Hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, so nothing else I can think of. I have a World War II history shave coming up again. I purposely try to divide them up and wait in between, but I might do a few in succession because there's so many World War II stories that I could tell. So really appreciate it if you tuned in. I did want to say a huge thank you once again to people who come back regular viewers, I really appreciate it. Y'all really make this a pleasure to do. It's a pain. It's a lot of work, but I love doing it to see y'all's reactions to it. So thank you again, man. And that'll do it. Really appreciate y'all watching, especially if you watch to the end. I know. Kaylin says thank you as well. And that'll do it. I hope everyone try to stay warm. Hope everyone's doing okay. I see a lot of people with the storms and, you know, damage and frozen pipes and everything. It's just nationwide. It's unreal. But everyone hunker down. Be careful. Be safe. What he said. There's no need for that language, by the way. And that'll do it. So take care, everybody. Happy shaving. Till next time. See you later.